There's a saying I heard the other night. If you're not dead, he's not done. So I want you guys to let that sink in for a minute. If you're not dead, he's not done. Right? That's not what I'm going to talk about, but I just want y'all to think about that for a minute. Because sometimes you feel like you're done. Right? Like Rebecca was talking about, you want to quit, you want to give up. And let me tell you something. We've been hooting and hollering about 2019, even before 2019 came. And 2019, man, is not like 2018. I thought y'all were friends. At least y'all could tell each other about what happened. What is going on? Come on now. Am I by myself? I know I'm not by myself. That was kind of a rhetorical question. I am not by myself. All you guys are going through something. I know that, right? Because something's going on. I can see it on your faces. Sometimes I can even hear about it. My point is that, when you're going through these kind of things, whether it's personal or professional, you start to wonder. You start to second guess yourself and rethink things, right? And there's some good parts about that, and there's some real scary, slippery slope type parts of that, right? But I can tell you this. I know we got a group of people in our leadership and in this room that are problem solvers, and we don't give up and we don't quit. And I got a feeling that you can call it what you want. I'm going to kind of just be straight up this morning. Is all right? If you get offended, I'm sorry. We'll pray for you later. All right? When the enemy can't beat us at the workplace, guess where he's going to go? He can't mess with this group right here because we got it together, right? We know how to keep going. He knows at the workplace, that's where usually he beats most people, right? But we decided to, let God be the CEO of this company and our lives and all that good stuff. And so we come together and we act like we're a family, and we really do it in a lot of ways. So guess what he's going to do? He can't get us at the job, so he's going to get us at the house. We shifted our goal from 100 million to 100 million people, right? And when you make that kind of lofty goal, and trust me, I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to do that. It's getting a little clearer. When you make that kind of lofty goal, all hell breaks out. And unfortunately, some of you agreed to keep showing up. And probably because you decided to commit and dig in with us on that, that's probably why hell's breaking out of your house too. I just want to be honest. Can I be honest for a minute? I mean, I don't, call it what you want, spiritual, religious, whatever you want to call it. But that's the truth. That's the truth. The truth is when you sign up to do something that no one else is willing to do, you're exposing yourself not only to the benefits of it, but also the warfare that you got to go through to see that thing even through. The reason why people turn around and say, hey, this is too much, I don't blame them, by the way, is because this is the type of stuff that people don't sign up for. They want to be comfortable. They want to sit back, and they want to just make it through life, right? But we got a particular group of people here that is called for something bigger and better, right? Am I in the right room? Yeah. I feel like I got a good-sized group of people that are here, and as crazy as I am in some ways, some of y'all crazier, that we're willing to take on this task. You might as well. Y'all been through hell already. A lot of you have, anyways. This ain't nothing. You might as well. Let me talk to you real quick this morning. How many times in life have you guys ever asked this question? I don't know what to do, or I don't know what to do. Right? Anybody asked that question before? How many people have been faced with certain situations where you felt stuck? You really didn't know what to do. You couldn't outsmart the situation. You couldn't Google it. You couldn't even, it seemed like there was no way to turn. And this thing, at the end of the day, it seemed like it was going to get worse quick. Anybody been in those situations, right? All right. So I want to talk to you real quick, and y'all are going to laugh, but hey, listen, this is what it's all about. I want it to stick. I'm going to talk to you about what do you do when your doo-doo gets stuck. That's all right, you can laugh. Come on, laugh. If y'all that stiff, we're going to close this meeting down right now. All right, I'm going to try it again. What do you do when your doo-doo gets stuck? All right, that's called helping you remember the message, okay? But seriously, what do you do when you don't know what to do? That's a real serious question. Who's been in there? Who's been in there where you don't know what way to go? You won't have any idea where to turn, who to talk to. You've Googled it 800 times and the same answer keeps coming up. And you're like, Google, you don't know everything. You don't know me and my situations or what I'm facing, right? Who's been in there? Anybody been in there? Who's in that right now? Anybody want to be real honest? All right. Then I'm talking to the right room. What do you do when you do to get stuck? I'm serious. And, there's a lot of people going through that right now, as we just identified. And here's a couple things that I want to recommend. And this is from successfully doing these things and also from failing at these things. All right, number one, you need to take a deep breath. A deep breath. If you talk to doctors, they say if you take a deep breath through your nose and breathe out your mouth, it helps your brain cool down and slow down and stop being crazy and start overthinking it. So literally and physically, if you take a deep breath, it helps you. Everybody in here, practice with me. Take a deep breath in through your nose and push it out your mouth. And if you keep doing that, you will find yourself probably calming down and not overthinking it and getting yourself all tightened up and really getting what we would call anxiety, right? So first of all, I want to tell you need to do that physically, but you also need to do that mentally and emotionally. And you need to take a deep breath, okay? Take a deep breath. Do it again. Little Aiden, who's almost 3 now, I tell him to take a deep breath, and he don't really take a deep breath. He just moves his shoulders. But at least he's in the habit of knowing what I'm talking about, right? You got to teach him young. I didn't know anything about this deep breath stuff, right? And I'm thinking to myself, man, what are you talking about? You see me? I'm taking deep breaths every time I breathe. But literally, when I started doing that, and Mary is the one who first started telling me to do that, and then I went to a couple of sessions with the doctor or whatever, and he told me to do the same thing, and I'm like, well, dang, Mary knows what she's talking about. I knew there's a reason I liked her. But I started doing that, and anytime I'm faced with certain situations where I get a little anxious or get a little uptight or start thinking stressful things, I take those deep breaths, and it literally has helped me, right? Maybe not the first deep breath you take. Maybe it takes 100 deep breaths, but at least take a deep breath, right? Can we all agree that that's a good step to take? You're faced with things you don't know what to do. You don't know where to turn. You don't know who to talk to. You don't know how to think, right? The first thing I would recommend to do is take a deep breath. Take a deep breath physically as many times as it takes, but also take a deep breath emotionally and mentally. Take a step back and just relax for a moment. If you got to, just pretend like whatever you're faced with or stressed with is not happening, just for a moment. I'll tell you the truth. The truth was when I was in my car, sleeping in my car, I had to unplug from reality for a minute. Okay? Now, some people go extreme and they want to really unplug and start doing crazy stuff like drugs and other things and all that stuff. I never wanted to go that far, right? But I did unplug for moments just so I could just keep pushing through. I think there's a good balance between going too far with it, because you don't want to go too far with it. You end up in places you don't want to be, and you'll do things you don't want to do. But I think there's a good balance that you can sometimes, hey, it's called not hesitating. I'm just going to keep going. And the reality is that I don't really want to think about my reality for a moment. I'm just going to show up. I'm just going to keep going. I can't sit in the car. Things ain't going to be better if I keep doing that. I'm going to walk out. I'm going to talk like everything's okay, even though everything was not okay. And I think some of that is the way you can get through it. So taking a deep breath and taking a deep breath emotionally and mentally is a good start, right? The second thing you want to do, in my opinion, is you need to be patient. The SEALs say, hey, don't run to your death. It's a rule they have. When they go on a mission, one of the things they keep repeating to one another is don't run to your death. And what they mean by that is don't get in a hurry, because if you do, you might run right into what ends you. Be patient. In the middle of a crisis, in the middle of something happening in your home, in your head, in your life, at your job, Sometimes we want to get in a hurry to fix it. And I know what that feels like. I want to be in a hurry to fix it too. I want it to be going. I want it to go away. Anybody want things to go away? Someone just go away. Can we change days or weeks or years or countries? Can you take me somewhere far away? Anybody want to be far away sometimes? Come on. What was that commercial? Was it Southwest? Just want to get away? Y'all watch TV? I'm the only one. Dang, y'all like, I don't know. What was it? Southwest? Was it Southwest? Come on. Thanks, Tibbs. I'm glad we. I got to go to my man. Me and him in the same age group. Hey, you right there with us. So what you talking about? But what was it? What did they say? You want to get away or something? Right. How many people want to get away sometimes? Like far away. Like not even in the same country away, right? And so when you're faced with these situations, you want to rush to a result to change the situation. Am I talking real talk here, or am I just out of my mind? All right. So now don't get me wrong. I want and you want a different result because that's what's made you stressful. That's what made you upset. That's what made you have anxiety. And so you really want things to change, and you want it to change quick. But I got to tell you, through experiences of not doing that, when you can take the time to be patient, that'll actually help you take a deep breath at the same time. And sometimes life has a funny way of figuring itself out. Sometimes. So you got to allow that to happen if that's supposed to be what happens, right? And if you get in a hurry to try to fix it, you will run to your death, or the situation might get worse. And I'm telling you this not to be dramatic, but I'm telling you this is the real things you can do when you're faced with things you don't know what to do. Take a deep breath and find some patience and sit there and be patient for at least some stint of the time. If you're willing to do that, sometimes the thing will resolve itself. Sometimes the thing you'll be able to see it clearer, right? The next thing that I think you should do, and this is in no certain order, but you need to reevaluate, if you don't have people in your life, the people that you have in your life. Or I would say go find some people who can tell you and help you and give you some direction. And I would consider them counsel in your life, right? If you don't have people who can give you real advice, and I'm not talking about the advice like, hey, you're looking good, you're pretty, everything's awesome. I mean, that's good. Everybody has that. I think we all need that. But I'm talking about the people who look at you and tell you the truth, even though it might not be that famous or popular. Or it might be something you may not even want to hear. But you know if they tell you something or if they help you with something, they're doing it because they do care to the extent of helping you get through that situation. So it's take a deep breath. It's be patient. And find somebody or some people that can help you make these decisions, or at least talk about the decision so that you can figure out what may be the better path to go. All right? When you don't have those three things in place, it could get, and it has gotten, worse. Anybody agree with me? So it's good to collect these things in your resources even now. And most of you have said you're going through something, so some of this might help you right now. Get these things in order. These are simple but powerful steps, right? Take a deep breath, be patient, and find somebody that you can talk to, right? What's going to happen when you find someone you can talk to? First of all, you're going to dump some of the stuff that you're thinking about. It's going to allow you to make room for real good thoughts instead of the things you're worried about, instead of the things you're facing with, right? Everybody has to have a place to release something, right, and tell somebody what's going on. Second, hopefully they can give you some direction or idea or confidence. And sometimes it can be as simple as, Mike, everything's going to be all right. I don't know how it's going to be all right, but I know it's going to be all right. And if you allow them, sometimes they can transfer some confidence in you so that you can at least make it on to the next day or next week or whatever the situation might be, right? So people are important, guys. We say that all the time, right? How many people have heard me say that thousands of times, right? People are important. They're most important in these situations because you got to have people in your life that can kind of see what's happening and understand what you might need to do, right? Listen, I want to encourage anybody in here who's going through anything, and you guys have already admitted a lot of people are going through stuff, that we have a bunch of people in here that even if you don't know them on a friendship level, I know they're willing to do exactly what I just pointed out. They've done it for me, all right? But I've also seen them do it for people that don't pay them. And I'm paying them, so maybe you guys might think, well, yeah, of course they're going to do it for you. But I've seen them do it for other people that they don't have any interest in or shouldn't have any interest in. And there's no funny business there. It's because they care. There's people in this company that care. There's people in this room that care. And they care for your success. They care for you as a person and a human being, right? Can anybody agree with me on that? That there's somebody in here, if not a few people in here, that would definitely do that, right? So I want to let you guys know, if you guys are in a situation of any sort that's really hard and you don't know what to do, there's people in this room, in this company, that will definitely sit down and talk to you and at least listen to you and give you some confidence that everything's going to be all right. And man, just those simple conversations can make a world of difference. Anybody experience those simple conversations that's made a world of difference? This all seems, the things I'm telling you, is not rocket science. It's not something you've never heard before, but it's a collective thing, a set of rules or a set of tips that I would say that if you can put together in these moments, and listen, we already admitted that we're all going through something, that I promise you things start to get a little bit more clear, okay? The last thing, but I think the most important thing, is prayer. I told you I was going to be honest. I know this don't sound real sexy, and it may not show up on the paycheck, but believe it or not, you got to connect with prayer, guys. You got to pray. I mean, whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in, I believe in God and Jesus Christ. I'll tell you straight up, and I've failed him more times, but he's always helped me out. This company, I look back as I'm looking back at the last couple of years. There's been tons of times that I prayed. Me and Robin have talked about prayer. And let me tell you something, we're not perfect people, right? But we've connected and we've said, hey, we're praying. And sometimes it was because we should have been praying and we decided, well, we better start praying now. But listen, he picks up the phone. And even when he doesn't, he got call waiting. And even when he don't got call waiting, he's got a voicemail. Sometimes I'll be like, dude, are you checking that thing? Where are you at? I sent you 800 text messages. But let me tell you something. In this company alone, if we didn't talk about anything else in my life, this company alone, God has showed up and helped us out in so many different ways. When I look at what we've done, you guys, some people are like, well, Frank, you did this and do that. And yeah, I was a part of it. But God's the one that made it happen. God's what brought you guys together. God has done it, right? And I know this ain't church, but you know what? Oh, well, you guys, we'll pray for you at the end, okay? I'm just telling you the truth. Is that all right? You guys, we got to pray. Sometimes we got to pray, right? And there's been so many times. My mom was reminding me of all the times she's prayed for me and my sisters and things like that. And let me tell you something. My own daughter is here. And the day that her mom called Mary, I looked at Mary and I says, man, how did this happen? And Mary looked at me without a blink of the eye. And she says, this is what I've been praying for. I'm like, well, girl, I got a whole list you can start praying for. You making things happen. God listens to you. So if y'all need something answered, talk to prayer. Mary, she charges $29.99. I'm just kidding. But listen, when you pray, it may just be getting stuff off your chest. It may just be a talk to yourself, it seems like. It may just be a religious practice. But I got a feeling, and I got proof actually in my own life. I have been in moments in the jail cell. I've been in moments at the parking lot. I've been in moments where I was sitting at a table, didn't know what to do. I've been in moments where, funerals and heartbreak. I've been in moments where I was faced with things that I didn't have any way out and deserved any of the natural results that were going to come to me at that time, just to be honest with you. Is that all right? Can I tell you the truth? And I just said a prayer. God, you need to do something because I can't do nothing. I put myself here. I've made the mistakes. I've been in all those moments, and he still answers the phone, and he still returns the call. And in this company since the beginning, I believe he's been here so many different moments. And I got to tell you, so the last thing, but most important thing is prayer. You guys face something in your life right now. Don't be prideful and don't be shameful either. It don't matter. I'm imperfect. And if he can give this joker right here 1,000 chances and still answer my prayers, you guys got it. You guys should have a direct connect. He'll answer the phone for you guys quick. I'm telling you the truth. And it don't matter what you've been doing right now. It don't matter how you feel your life is shaped up or even the decisions you made. If you just go ahead and get on your knees or call on him and pray, I promise you he's going to respond. And when he does, he always kind of does it in a way where it's like, hey, there's no doubt it was him. And in this company alone, the people that have shown up, the opportunity that we've seen happen, I can connect the dots all day long. But when I start really connecting the dots, nobody else gets the credit but him. Because at the end of the day, Rebecca can talk about walking in, and she can talk about me talking to her. And some of you guys can say the same thing. I talked to you and convinced you, and I had an influence on you. We can talk about how we strategize and we plan this, and all these things are important. We're doing what we're supposed to do, right? We have gifts and we have talents. But at the end of the day, if you really start connecting things, if you really start looking at things in a deeper way, man, this thing, we couldn't have done this. This ain't us. We a bunch of crazy people. I don't know if y'all know that. We couldn't have done this if we tried. And so I got to tell you, there's been so many moments where we didn't know how we were going to figure this out. This last couple of weeks has been some of those moments, right? Yesterday was one of those moments, right, John King? But at the end of the day, he's listening to the calls, guys. Some of you guys are facing some things that's the only thing you've been doing is praying. Well, be patient. Take a deep breath. Get some people around you. Because sometimes he ain't answering the phone right now because it may not be time. All right? So if he ain't answering the phone, get with Mary. She'll help you. I'm just kidding. But I'm serious. Sometimes he ain't answering right now because it ain't the right time. So you don't know what he knows. So don't think you do. Sometimes it's about a timing thing. Right? Sometimes it's about what's best for the moment. And so, but I got to tell you the truth. The truth is, this is my best advice for you guys. Number one, take a deep breath. Be patient. Number three, go ahead and get around some people that can help you out and give you confidence. And then number four, man, pray. Pray. Give it up to him. Even if it is a complaining session, still do it. At least he knows you think he's going to do something about it. And trust me, when he gets behind you, and trust me, I have had so many situations where I shouldn't have and don't deserve the thing that happened, but he did anyways. And I know I'm preaching a little churchy this morning, but I'm just telling the truth. The truth is, this thing don't happen without him involved. I know I might be the technical CEO of this company, but he really is the CEO of this company. He's the CEO of my life, and I'm trying to make it more and more. And I'm not perfect by no stretch of the imagination am I perfect, but I will tell you this. That's why I know he's God, because I'm not perfect. Because if he's going to use me and do the things he's done with me already, if my life ended today, people look at it deep, guys. I couldn't have done this by myself. And so I got to tell you, I got to highly encourage you. Man, I can give you best advice. I can tell you what to do. I can give you my options. You can even come up. Some of you guys are trying to outsmart the situation. Stop it. Stop trying to Google it and figure it out. Stop trying to outsmart the situation. Sometimes you just need to take a step back, take a deep breath, find somebody who gives you good counsel. And sometimes the good counsel is just, hey, I just want to tell you everything's going to be all right. Sometimes that's the best advice. Man, I don't know what to do. Another thing I want to tell you, honestly, there's going to be moments where it's going to be okay to say you don't know what to do. Some of those moments have happened here with me recently. I don't know what to do. And so it led me to do what I only know to do, and that's to pray, right? Lord, let's get together, help us out, make sure everybody's good. I don't want no one hurt, or I don't want no one to go without, right? Do your thing, because I can't do it, right? So my point is, guys, take these things, not because I tell you to do these things, because, listen, I've done some of them, and I've seen them tremendously work, and I've not done some of them, and I wish I would have. And so that's why I tell you what I tell you this morning. So what do you do when you don't know what to do? You do those things. Is that helping anybody this morning? All right. So leadership sometimes, guys, is to tell you things that don't always seem like it's scripted out of a leadership book. Sometimes it's just the thing you need to do because it's the real thing that most people, you got to talk about things sometimes that doesn't always seem businesslike. What the heck does this have to do with solar? Or what the heck does this have to do with money? Everything. 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 That's the true answer if you want to know the truth. Anybody want to debate? I'm ready for you. It has to do with everything. Who would have known 4 years ago I didn't know nothing about solar, but yet we're standing amongst one of the fastest growing companies in the state of Florida that install solar. What in the world? I didn't know nothing about that. Who would have known that? Right? Yep. Didn't he have 2 quarters to rub together, right? And we've been able to bless and help people in tremendous ways. And we still do it today, right? Who would have thought that? Right? Some of you guys who have come to us, man, I scratch my head. I'm like, we don't deserve some of you guys. You guys are talented. You guys are awesome. You're off the charts, right? You guys are doing tremendous things. You guys are talented, and you would do great wherever you were at. Who would have thought that? People would want to come work for somebody that just 4 years ago, nobody wanted even to help out. It ain't me, right? This thing is not all up to me, guys. So let's make sure we remember that, right? And keep ourselves straight and narrow. This thing is going to work out. It's going to work out, guys. This thing is going to take us to the next level. There's nothing to worry about, right? But we just got to talk about the real stuff, right? Is that all right to talk about the real stuff? If you're going through some personal things, and a lot of you have already admitted it, do those things. And I promise you things will start to clear up. Eventually they'll start to work out. Eventually things will start to make a turn for the better. But it's a good sign. I want you guys to get excited. It's a good sign that if you got something happening, there's a big assignment on your life, right? The bigger the assignment, the bigger the target. And we've experienced this from the beginning. It's almost as if as soon as I put that poster on the board that says, hey, I want to do this more than just for myself. As soon as I put that poster on the board, all hell started saying, ooh, he's serious. He keeps coming back. Won't leave us alone. Right? This company has had an assignment, a big assignment from the beginning, and of course it has a big target. If you are feeling something personally in your life shaken up and you're wondering why, and you're saying, well, hey, I thought everything was supposed to be better in 2019, and it ain't starting off that way. Well, you're not alone. Right? Anybody else in here going through some stuff? But let's get together, guys. Let's be there for one another. Let's keep each other in prayer, guys. Let's help each other out. Let's keep strategizing and keep showing up and showing off, right? And doing what we got to do to help other people, right? How do we help 100 million people? Well, first of all, we help each other, right? First of all, we get in that mindset. We get better at the things we need to get better at. Our jobs are our responsibility, so we got to get better at that. Our leadership is our responsibility. We got to get better at that. But we also have to understand what it takes for us to get better at home and in our own mind and in our own house, right? We got to know how to get better at that, right? All that is tied together. How does that really come together, and how does it link together? Well, it's linked together because that's what it is, right? Are you not a human when you show up to work? Yeah? Okay. Of course you. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Well, I'll wait for you. You are human still when you show up to work. You're not a robot, right? You're human when you're at home. You're human here, right? It's not like you shut off or turn off or nothing like that. What you are is the same person, right? Here you might be a certain leader or manager or whatnot, but at home you're still the same person as you are here, right? You're the same person. You might have different tasks. You might have different roles. You might have different responsibilities. But at the end of the day, it's all linked because you are still that person when you go home, right? So if you're having problems at home, it's because you decided to go ahead and commit with us and make this thing happen, right? So it's a big time, right?